So, clearly, the keyhole...
So, I don't know if this is a thing, but I remember a long time ago, like, we were still in high school.
Yeah.
And I was, like, just getting into fan fiction. And I saw a thing called... it's called something like Heartless, or something like... It's basically like a guy gets turned into Heartless, loses most of his memories. Sure. I didn't know what that was.
I think this is the treasure.
Yeah, this is where I grabbed the treasure chest.
Alright.
So I didn't know what a Heartless was, right? But he actually goes into a pretty good description of they're like dark monsters without a heart.
Yeah. And
then I was like, oh, can I make it? And I edge it every time, and Sora won't grab it. So just come back later with Glide. But I try
high jump, but
maybe, but
fuck it.
Well, yeah, like if I'm edging it that close with normal jump in the swing, pretty sure
we only came back because Black Ballad and Puka Garicus are here.
Yeah.
Like I forgot that treasure was here until like you came to get it, and I was like, oh, right.
Yeah, I remembered it, and I was like, We also find that slightly hidden green. It's very hidden. It's in a green leaf tree top with a green trinity.
Oh, yeah.
And then that's where I try with the alternate route.
This is where you learn the shortcut to the hippos.
Yeah, just wait for this thing to fall down or to sink.
So guy turns into a Heartless.
Oh, right. So the guy turns into a Heartless. And he does a fairly good job of explaining. He's a basic ant Heartless.
Yeah.
Or Shadow, whatever it's called. I call them ants.
Yeah. That's what they look like.
So, he's a basic... It's super terrible. Like, I did not get used to his jump until, like... I want to say, like, Agrabah.
Yeah.
But, so he does this Heartless thing, but he's not in, like, any of the Disney worlds, right? Like, what he ends up is in, like, these shadow worlds. Mm-hmm. Like, worlds that are consumed with shadow. Like, the Heartless have already consumed them.
Yeah.
And, he gets scared because something like the Heartless start, like, hive minding when there's a bunch of them together, and he's starting to lose individuality. So he, like, dark corridors to a random place.
Yeah.
Right? And it's apparently the world that's, like, the opposite of the Heartless, where it's a world, like, completely bathed in light so much that people lose all individuality.
Yeah.
And they basically light Heartless that are called soulless. And, like, they try to kill him and whatever. And it was a really neat story about, like, you know, how as a Heartless, like, he has levels, but he can only level up by eating hearts, since he's still, like, a conscious person, doesn't want to do that.
Yeah.
He starts fighting soulless. Because the soulless do have hearts. They just don't have a soul.
Like, he's talking to him, and you just see him, like,
Fuck off. But it was a neat story, and
like
now
it's a text story, or
it's a text story, like completely text. I believe the author was Dirge, but don't quote me on that.
But this is like
way
12 years ago.
Yeah, so like if he continued with that story, it's probably still there.
God, I agree with that. Just fucking spent 12 years writing the same fucking fan fiction.
Dude, there's people who've done it. Like, what's his name? Gabriel's Blessing, I think, spent like 3 years doing a Sekirei / Fate Stay Night fanfiction. It's actually really good. It's actually really good. Like, as a story, it's really solid. Of course, younger Gabriel read it thinking it was probably going to be a porn.
I'm surprised it wasn't.
I think there is a... Well, the thing with Fate Stay Night, and I think we've mentioned this in other areas, it has porn in it. But by the time you get to the porn, you make a marker because you're going to come back, but you want to know the story, and then you just, like, skip past it. But, like, ever since I started playing Kingdom Hearts now, I want the Soulless to be in 3. Like, actually have, worlds of light that have their own light versions of Heartless.
I was trying to remember, because there are different Heartless, or different entities from the Heartless. I can't like elaborate too much as to what they are.
Yeah, because you're trying to keep me spoiler free.
That we had to re-record this.
Mm-hmm.
So you were drinking water, and Sora started moving, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Just, I have an extra pair of spectral hands.
Like just Goro's over here.
Dude, I would pay for that. Like
Goro
if somebody
arm?
just showed up and like, "Hey, you want to have 2 extra arms?" I'd be like, "Fuck yes."
It depends. Like, are they coming out of my shoulders or they're in my sides? Because the shoulder arms would just be weird.
Machamp style?
Yeah. But if
I
they're down
figured
here,
it'd be like Spider-Man things where you have like 2 like just below and then like 2 like coming out. Like upper and bottom ribs sort of deal.
Yeah, that I would take, yes.
See, because then you could just like strength up these, have normal dexterity hands on the middle ones, and then like super fine dexterity hands in the bottom one.
But yeah, like, so there's the Heartless
Mm-hmm.
that we know and love. There's the Nobodies.
Yeah, I knew about the Nobodies from Chain of Memories.
Who are just altered version.
They're Heartless who have kept conscious thought. Right?
There you go. Which, again, avoiding spoilers. God, like, here, normally you would cure. Cure, you go back, you kill him. Why don't we potion here?
I'm waiting because he had very little health, so I was just waiting for Goofy to finish him off. But
and then you decide to just
like
risk it on it.
And then I didn't even hit him. I jumped behind him and I cast fire.
Yeah, again, avoiding spoiler, but the fact that the Nobodies are Heartless who maintain like a sense of self brings up a huge question, but we'll get to that when it comes up.
Well, I mean, I've played Chain of Memories, so, like...
It's for this one. It's something that happens later in this one.
Oh, okay.
And then there was the addition of the Unversed, which came into being in Dream Drop Distance.
Okay.
And they're these weird temporal Heartless that only exist in, like, the fictional memory world that they go in. You have to understand the premise of Dream Drop Distance to understand the
Unversed.
And it's really hard to explain because I haven't played it in like 2.5 years.
Okay, well, you said temporal Heartless, and I was like, are they Heartless who create a paradox that out themselves?
No, because Sora has to take a test to prove that he is a Keyblade Master. Because he keeps calling himself that.
And people finally got sick of his shit?
Yeah. So he has to take a test, and...
14. So we might still end this world at 15.
Yeah, I think we do. Because I think 14, 15 is where you can usually beat Clayton.
I think Clayton might push me to 15. So I remember leveling after Clayton. After the Clayton fight.
Oh, right. Then you have to free the stupid gorillas. And this is where the Heartless finally can spawn.
I remember having trouble with these guys, like, a lot, just because of their, like, little jump mechanic.
Yeah. But yeah, you have to go into, like, Sora's dreams that are back in time. It's weird, and
I was super excited when we freed that monkey because it had Protect G. Yeah. And I thought I got the Protect spell.
And let me be clear, because there are people who I know on Twitter who watch this and fucking keep trying to explain Kingdom Hearts to me. We will deal with it when we get there. I have to be as vague as fucking possible.
Because I have literally, before we started this run, I played only Chain of Memories for the Game Boy Advance.
Yeah.
Because that was the only Kingdom Heart I could get my hands on. We had a friend, Robert, who also had a PS2 and had a copy of Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2.
You gonna die?
I think I do. I think they catch me while I'm trying to potion or something. Oh, no, wait. I'm picking up some life, so maybe not. So we had this friend, Robert, and he... Oh, yeah. I think I didn't potion because I was picking up health orbs and like, that'll be fine.
Didn't think he would just quarter shot you?
Yeah. I keep getting surprised by my own sort of...
Like, fragility?
Yeah, fragility. And I think it's because I'm not getting any defense increases because I gave up the shield, so I'm a lot less.
Well, because it's also like you take hits, right, and you see that it deals chunks, but you can never like really figure out how big that chunk is. So you get to like a third health, and you're like, I think I could take one, and it'll.
Well,
put me
I'm
in crit.
decent. Like in the Ursula fight, I get slivered so many times. And it's because I know I can take it. And then a couple of times, my health is just that fraction lower than I think it is, and I die.
Yeah. That's why number health is always useful.
But I like bar health because it makes you play more cautiously.
Yeah.
Because you can never be sure. Like, because you can know the numbers. You can know your own number. You can put start and be like, okay, I got 40 health or whatever. Yeah. And you can even, like, know the numbers if you take the time, like, get hit, pause, like, okay, this does 13 damage. But it's not going to help you with a bar. You've got to estimate it always with a bar.
Yeah. Like, every time, like, when it does that thing where it's like, this adds 3 health, you know, like, I don't know what that translates to bar-wise.
I feel so bad just because, like, I'm looking at myself and I was like, if you made me level 15, I can go back and do way better than this.
We don't have that save file anymore.
No. Actually, we didn't even have a backup save file until we almost lost everything.
We lost 5.5 hours? Almost lost 5.5 hours. I mean, we did lose
audio.
This is like 4 hours of audio.
Yeah, but we almost lost 5 hours of video.
Yeah.
Which would have been worse, because we couldn't just, like, keep going and not have what this is going to turn into, like, 8 episodes of Kingdom Hearts.
5 hours? 10? Almost 11 episodes.
Okay, so we couldn't just, you know, cut that out and pretend it never happened, and we couldn't start again because my reactions wouldn't be the same.
Yeah, the Atlantica segment's gonna be so long.
Spoilers for the Atlantica segment. If you're under 18, probably don't watch that. We get a little weird because it gets really boring.
Atlantica sucks.
It does. Hands down, my least favorite world so far.
Why is it in every game?
Because The Little Mermaid is popular. Right, I guess.
Little Mermaid sucks. Here's a hot take. Little Mermaid sucks. Also, The Lion King could be
I was about to say, you shut your goddamn mouth. Aladdin is a great movie. Now, this is where I first found the pink one. Oh, Hercules is great, too.
The pink ones are good if you want to... I don't know if they're still efficient now.
Oh, no. They're definitely not.
Well, I was going to say, they're good if you want to farm money. So they drop
oodles of money.
Fuckload of money.
As long as you don't trip on their bananas. Yeah. But they, like, at this point, I think they give me, like, 6 XP and, like, 4 for blocking?
Yeah.
2.
We're in a weird position where if we're not hunting special Heartless, not that many options for grinding.
Yeah, honestly, I was tempted to go back to Neverland.
And just the hole?
Huh?
Like the little under.
No, like just get to a place where I could parry, because right now with my 2 tech boosts, I actually get more XP from things from parrying them than killing them.
Yeah. There's a really good place, or there's a really good way to grind in Neverland, but you need Aurora to do it. And you remember that little mushroom you fought once that you knock into the air, and every time you knock it up, it gives you 1 XP?
Yeah.
So, in Neverland, because you can fly, you can...
follow him around?
Yeah. And Aurora counts as a hit for the purpose of knocking him up.
So you just turn on Aurora and just follow him?
And if you get a Roga, you can do even better, but...
Well, I mean...
Aroga's... You can only get a Roga after the steroids, where all the Heartless get buffed up.
Why?
Because the last Dalmatian box, because you need to rescue all the Dalmatians to get a Roga, is pretty much like right before the buff fight.
Oh.
Actually, I guess you could get it and leave.
I mean, at that point, I don't see why you would.
Because the special Heartless are a real fucking pain.
Oh, yeah, we found that out. Because apparently Danny's never just gone back before the last world.
Yeah.
So I said, well, we need to train since, like, everybody's saying, or from what he looked up, everyone said like 60. God, my treasure pool abilities.
60 is where you're gonna. 60 to 66 is where you'll be at the end of the game.
Oh. Yeah, I was thinking like 55, and then like in world I'd get to 60.
We'll probably give it a shot at about 43, 44, because God, there's so much experience in that world. You will start to level real, and you're leveling a lot better than I did because you didn't. Game it.
Huh?
You didn't set it for early game leveling.
Oh yeah. Well, I didn't set it for any leveling. I just answered the questions, and I got what I wanted, which was midday.
Yeah.
Mid leveling, because the mid levels are pain.
Every time I do it, I set it for early leveling.
Like, if I would pick, like, in order, my preference would be mid-game, late-game, early game. Because there's, in my opinion, there's way too much EXP that's easy to get early game. Yeah. This is where I die to this thing. I just start hitting things before you tell me, no, you have to wait.
It's a cup game. It's like, oh.
And then I get shocked because...
Which is funny because...
yeah, that was the actual one. Like, I hit him, and then I get shocked. And I was like, that's bullshit. I do pretty good.
I think you get to 3.
And then he kills me because I didn't heal.
I was going to say, where's Donald healing?
This is way before we pick up.
Oh, there it is. It's a little over half your health.
Yeah.
Jesus. Fucking Black Ballad.
Well, I mean, this is pretty early.
Yeah.
When we come back and do it for the Thunderstone, dude, I swear we got super lucky with those things.
The stones?
Yeah.
And we got lucky with this. The stones themselves aren't like super difficult to get.
It's the
spawn rate.
And my spawn rate is kind of retarded. Or
like you got a bunch of Pink Agaricus, which we can't do yet.
Like, I think it's literally because we couldn't do it. Like, every other, or like, maybe even more often than that even. Yeah. We got Pink Agaricus spawns here. When we come back for it.
Oh, but right, with the thing I was going to say, the Aurora mushroom thing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you can get like a few thousand XP every few minutes. Maybe 1,005 or 1,005. Which is close to... Actually, no, it's not. I was going to say it's close to the Traverse Town cycle.
Uh-huh.
It's not. Nothing will challenge the Traverse Town cycle once the steroid buff comes in.
What replaces the casters?
Grand Wizards.
Oh. So it would still be... You could still Elemental Tech Boost.
No, Grand Wizards do not give you the Tech Boost for it. Oh. They don't have a weakness. Also, there are these 2 like large tank Heartless that are added into it.
Can
in the main hallway.
Can a magic pass them? Like beefy Heartless or like a different new type Heartless?
Different new type of Heartless. You can magic them though. It's
I had so much trouble fighting those beefy guys until Danny just reminded me, like, you have magic. You just magic them. And then the first time I do it, I think I like one-shot them. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Been spending like half my health on each of these assholes.
Oh, this is where you were trying to figure out what Slapshot does.
Yeah.
I was like, it really only works if you're fighting something that parries. And you've seen it
in
effect.
I think it gets really good use in this upcoming boss fight.
What are you doing? Why are you removing Tarzan's abilities?
I think I just went in to see his abilities to see. And this is where I get jackpot. And then I trade out Rocket for Charge, I think.
Yeah, because Charge is a lot better than Rocket. Not as good as Tornado. Tornado is his best.
Yeah, and I'm... Like, because I remember that from Chain of Memories, so I give him Tornado. Dude, Goofy is so OP in, like, the early game Chain of Memories.
Yeah. Dude, I hate Donald in Chain of Memories, because you stack his thing, and he shows up and casts a number of spells, right?
Yeah.
So one time I'm fighting, and it's...
Because they're random spells.
Yeah. He shows up, casts Thunder twice on the yellow wizards, so he heals them back to full, and then Blizzard and misses and then leaves. And I was like, wow, thanks, Donald. You were a huge help.
Yeah, I think in Chain of Memories, like, the one who I used the most had to be Mushu, just because I loved Mushu's. And yeah, he rides on your head and he just like shoots. They're flares. They're like Final Fantasy flares, but they're tiny. They look more like fire.
So he does the same thing, or he does a similar thing in Re Chain of Memories. I think that's what it says. It's like RE Chain of Memories. But because the combat's a little bit different, because it tries to be as close to this as possible, but with cards. It turns into like a first-person shooter targeting thing.
That's sad.
Yeah, it's not the best. Its damage is strong.
Yeah, his damage. Well, they're flares. Like his damage is always really good. But like, I really loved him, especially against Chain of Memories Jafar, because you get the little Iago that's just like floating there, and like you can jump and hit him a couple times, or you can do Mushu. And Mushu's like arc is just like perfect to hit it, so you just have to like follow behind Jafar. I mean, behind Iago, and it'll just murder him.
So when we get Dumbo in this, like I push him really. Oh, this is where you.
Oh yeah, this is where you teach me about this, the arts thing.
Yeah, or whatever. It's really not worth it. Like I only did it
for the 100%.
Yeah, because you need to get the stupid item that Merlin gives you. Because it's one of Donald's staves.
I remember we have this conversation later, but I was like, I want to get it, like just to have Donald, like, because I have all the spells now, I believe.
I kind of regret when we were going to start, I was going to change profiles so that it would relock all the trophies.
Oh, so you could see.
Well, just so that you could get them like as you went through.
That would have been neat.
And I might do it when we start Chain of Memories. I can't do it now.
Yeah, because we're already.
Yeah. And I'd have to play it at this point, which I could do in like a day, but it would be a very different Sora than.
Yeah.
I've never played Caster Sora. It's not my thing.
I've in almost every single game that allows me the option or makes me make the choice.
Were we grinding, or did we just not know what to do?
I think I didn't know what to do.
Oh, this was where I had told you just go around and see if you can
find out what to do.
Yeah.
And so I think I just went around killing things for a while. So I was like, you know what? I'll grind for a bit, get to level 15.
Yeah. Come on. I like Goofy's voice.
Yeah.
Again, he doesn't say much.
Come on. No, that was like that wandered into Mickey territory there.
Fuck. There's a great.
And then I remember this was like, nah. Oh no, wait! I did do this one.
Yeah.
I think this is where I get to 3.
I think he shocks you once,
and then I was just like, man.
Yeah.
Because I knew I couldn't take a second one, so it was just like, screw this.
So there's a great moment it's in the middle, right?
Yeah. This is the one I get to 3, and then I get shocked, I believe.
There's a great moment in the Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer where I'm going to try to avoid the spoiler in case people are avoiding the trailer.
It's the last one over here. Oh no, it's on the other side. But then I was just like, nah, screw you. I'll keep my tech. Oh no!
No.
Do I risk it? No.
Yeah, alright. I'm going to try to avoid... It's a reveal.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a reveal that's meaningless to you for the most part.
Okay.
But
and I get, because of low health, I get killed by the thing.
Monkey.
But I do get to keep the tech XP I got from the little black thing.
But there's a part where like she's showing up, and Mickey's just like in this weird darkness puddle. God, Donald's died so many fucking times. Hey, count
there we go.
And I don't know if he says the name or if he says what, but it sounds so much like they're showing up, and he's just like, fuck. And it is the best thing ever.
Donald saying fuck.
No, it's Mickey Mouse.
Oh.
Never see any Mickey Mouse porn. That's not true. There's a lot of it. Mostly Minnie.
Mm.
Which I imagine is the dress.
I mean, I guess that is one porn I have not found in my foray history.
Disney?
No, Mickey.
Oh.
But then again, I've never really gone looking for Mickey Mouse porn.
I've never gone looking for Mickey Mouse specifically. It's just like if you just put Disney.
Oh yeah, he's
a
face.
Yeah.